Good morning, crazy kids. Chris here from Moto Photo Adventures. We have a little fun expedition planned for today. Poor Sahara here is experiencing a couple of little potential warranty concerns. We have little oil dripping here from, I think it's the water. I think it's the water pump. It's kind of a known issue with the Aprilia Tuareg, and I've put, 2,500 miles already on this thing, and up to Nova Scotia and back. If you haven't seen that trip, I've just been grinning from ear to ear. I can't tell you how much fun this motorcycle is, and haven't had a single problem. But I have a little bit of time today, so I thought I would run down to the Aprilia dealership in Savannah. They are called Southeast Motorcycles, and gonna get a couple little things done. And the other thing that I wanted to have them look at, drain plug dipstick, is a little bit warped. It's not perfectly straight, so when you turn it to twist it in and out, it does seem to scrape up against something. So that's kind of another little known niggle or issue with the Aprilia Tuareg 660, so I'll have them look at that as well. And then the last thing is the fuel gauge sensor seems to have gone bad, which again is a very common issue with the Tuareg 660. You'll notice the fuel gauge is blinking. Just three little things that I want them to check out. It's an overcast day. It's been raining, but I've got my rain gear with me just in case, but it has stopped for now, so I'm gonna get on the road, and we'll take you back to Southeast Motorsports. If you didn't see it already, you've probably already seen me visiting Big George and all the crew down there. They're a great group. So I'll take you guys along with me and share with you what happens with these particular issues with the Tuareg 660 if it is in fact repaired for me under warranty, even though this is a 2022. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to a fun day. Let's go for a ride. Photo Adventures is on the road.
Recording.
Of course, the hardest thing about having this issue with the faulty fuel sensor is I have no idea how much gas I really have. I'm pretty sure I've got enough to get there, and let's see, I can set my trip computer, I suppose, and I can usually get 200 miles pretty easily. Should be fine, but hopefully I don't get stranded on the side of the road. That would not be fun. Another fun part about this trip today is I'm trying out a couple of new things. We are just getting ready to release, and you may have already seen it, but a brand new video about the Vantrue F1 Falcon 1 dash cam. So I've got that installed and all buttoned up and ready to roll. Actually, I can see the little blinky lights right there. I know that it's working. You guys probably walked through it with me and went through all of the settings, so you know what I've changed. And I'm super impressed with that thing. So that's pretty cool. If you haven't seen it yet, of course, go check out that video. And I'm also trying out the new Aprilia low comfort seat. I'm not sure they named it right. It's about 3/4 of an inch lower than the stock seat, but it's definitely firmer. So I'm not sure comfort was the right choice of words. It feels a little bit wider, especially up at the front. So when you stop at a stoplight, you know, on the stock seat, I'm only 5'7" with a 30-inch inseam. It's I'm definitely tippy-toeing it, that's for sure. So the low seat, I was hoping would give me a little bit more reach to the ground and a little more comfort at stop signs, and of course a little bit easier dabbing on dirt terrain. But because it feels a little bit wider up at the front where you would normally be positioned if you're riding off-road or when you're coming to a stop, it's like your legs go out and down instead of straight down. So I'm not sure it really saves me a whole lot. I'm still tippy-toeing it. maybe just slightly less. But we'll do a review video on that, kind of compare the two seats. It's definitely firmer, and I'm thinking that the stock seat being so soft feels great when you're going out for a 15-30 minute errand, but after a while the foam is so weak that you're literally sitting on the seat pan. I mean, there's very little cushion after an hour. So I am hoping that the comfort seat may be a little firmer from the get-go, but that once you're traveling down the road, like today, it's about 2 hours down to Savannah, hopefully it'll hold up a little better in long-distance trips like this one. It's crazy how many developments are going up around here. Charleston is just such a booming town. The ride down to Savannah is a fairly picturesque one. I'm really sorry that it's so overcast. I just apologize that you won't get to see the beautiful blue skies smothering the beautiful marsh and the grasslands. That's okay. We're on a motorcycle, we're getting wind therapy. Who can complain, right? All right, vámonos to Savannah, and I will see you guys there. All right, we made it, guys. Let's go in and say hi to our nice folks at Southeast Motorcycle. Hey guys, guess who I ran into? We're talking to celebrity here. Hey Adam.
How you doing?
This is the owner of Southeast Motorsports. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Everything going well down here?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Excellent. How long you been in business, man?
Man, it's been since 2001.
Oh my
been in
God.
business and been an Aprilia dealer since 2007.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think we're one of the longest standing Aprilia dealers on this side of the country.
Nice.
So, yeah.
East of the Mississippi.
I believe so. Yeah, yeah.
Well, last time I was here, I met your dad, who was super cool. I think you were off on a trip or something.
Probably at the other store.
And George took really good care of my bike, and
Yes, sir.
so the other George.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Get this thing all buttoned up nice and tight, and get it looked at again. So
Yeah, well, we'll get it taken care of for sure.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Dipstick.
And I wanted to also ask, I don't know how it happened, but the bolt that holds my front brake lever fell out.
Gone.
So, yeah, I'm like sitting there in my garage one day pulling my brake, and I'm like, that feels
no
weird.
bolt in there now?
I put a generic, Home Depot bolt, but I would like to order one of the OEM bolts if I can.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
I know, yeah. Especially on an
wonder-
adventure bike, you gotta just, couple pieces of duct tape and you're back to. Well, the guys at Southeast Motorcycle got me all squared away really quick. They're already looking at the bike. I'm starving, so I'm going back to this Sunny Side Up grill. Grab some breakfast and then I'll head back over. Man, this place is awesome. True Southern style, Southern friendliness, service with a smile, and delicious food. Check out my veggie omelet.
That screws into that.
Uh-huh.
This bolt on top goes all the way through the pin.
Okay.
And then it is held on with a nut, and that's what holds the handguard on.
I gotcha.
So you don't even need that nut and bolt on the top because you have a different handguard configuration.
Okay.
So you can actually remove that and it'll be perfectly safe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I thought it had fallen out, but
No.
in reality, it was just
No.
the
Yeah.
configuration.
Yes, it was the configuration that he changed. So, I mean, when you told me it fell out, I was horrified because
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, it doesn't,
I just saw this like empty spot there. I'm like, There's got to be a bolt in this.
So this is probably one of the few bikes that has like a hollow bolt that holds the brake on. Most of them are solid. So yeah, it's because of the handguard configuration. So yeah, so
very cool.
It's resolved. Well,
Nice.
You know,
and we resolved the oil.
oil's fixed.
Yay!
And
What were you saying? It's usually the simplest.
it's always something simple.
I was freaking out that, you know, my gasket had gone bad and we were gonna have to order it from the factory. It was gonna take 3 months to get it.
Yeah. The only thing we got to do is get the fuel level gauge ordered. That's it.
Okay. I was hoping you would tell me, oh yeah, we flashed the software and it was fine.
No, it's a physical failure of a component. So, yeah.
So out of the 3 things that I had that I wanted on my list, they knocked out 2 of them, piece of cake. The other one's resolved as well, but I'll have to just come back for that. Tell me your life story.
My life story? Well, you know, got into the motorcycles about 20 plus years ago. You know, opened the shop and, you know, that's about it. Just been existing.
So did somebody say to you, oh yeah, open a motorcycle shop, it'll be fun?
No, I think I just kind of wanted to do that on my own. So here I am. So
Nice.
It's been an adventure.
So more a business out of passion.
Yes.
Nice, that's good. But you've clearly made it a huge success.
We do okay. Yeah. We do all right. So it's you know, we added the store up in Atlanta last year, and that store's doing well. And you know, there's other stuff on the horizon. We'll see.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know, through my first video, if you guys haven't seen it, go watch the original oil change and first service on the bike. They did an awesome job, and now I'm back here and I'm a customer for life. So if you guys are looking for an Aprilia or a Moto Guzzi
Or a Vespa.
or a Vespa, any of those, what's the master company?
Piaggio.
Any of those Piaggio products, come on down.
Yeah, we'd be happy to help you out. So visit our website, southeastmotorcycle.com.
And always ask for Adam. He'll give you half off every motorcycle. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not usually available, but my 2 main guys are Brian and Derek, and they'll take care of you. But if I am available, I'm happy to speak with anyone and help them out. So.
And if you need any service on an Aprilia, got to come ask for George. He's got like 8 years of experience, and he's like he's like a Tuareg expert too.
Yeah.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, thank you.
You guys have a great day.
All right.
All right, you guys, that was really, really cool. Adam and the gang over at Southeast Motorcycles hooked me up. They did me right. Basically, the oil issue I thought was a blown gasket, because that's a common issue apparently with this engine. Turned out it was nothing more than a loose oil filter. So that was really nice. They like completely took apart the bash plate and looked all through everything to make sure and cleaned it all up. And sure enough, it was just the oil filter was a little bit loose, had started to leak a little bit. So we got that all fixed, no problem, no sweat, didn't even charge me. And then they also ordered the fuel gauge sensor and a new dipstick for me, free of charge. I mean, how cool is that? You gotta love a good motorcycle dealership that truly believes in customer service. I'm excited to tell you that the sun is starting to come out, and I am really looking forward to this ride home. And maybe a little bit later on, I'll tell you about my experience with the new seat. So stick around, I got a little bit more coming.
Continue on Old Sheldon Church Road for 1.5 miles.
I'm about halfway home, guys, and I just decided I needed a little bit of a break. So I thought I'd stop here at Old Sheldon Church. One of my favorite spots. This place is awesome. It's Prince William's Church, but it's often called Old Sheldon Church. And it's just a beautiful grounds with an amazing ruins. The original church was built in 1751 and burned down during the Revolutionary War. Cool, a nice little breather, about halfway home from Savannah. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's also the meeting spot that Steve, Jason, and I met at when we did the Natchez Trace Parkway trip. You should check that out. It's a neat little trip that we did along the historic Natchez Trace Parkway. Let me pause for just a second and give a huge shout out to Rick Stewart of scmotolawyer.com. There are very few motorcycle-specific lawyers in the state of South Carolina. Rick is one of them, and he's also the only one who specializes in the ADV community. In fact, Rick is an adventure bike rider himself and a dual sport rider, and he's a big sponsor of the Palmetto ADV Rally. So he's one of us, and he knows our struggles. For these reasons, if you are ever injured in an accident or due to someone else's neglect, I highly recommend that you give him a call. I'm going to put his information up on the screen right here, and I want to make sure that you take a screen grab of it with your phone. That way you'll have his information stored and easily available if you need to reach him. I truly hope you don't ever need to call Rick, but if you do, you'll be glad you did. As nasty as it started out today, it turned into a beautiful, perfect riding day. It's like 65, sunny, and just gorgeous out. So I decided to pull into Bear Island National Wildlife Refuge to get a little bit of sand and gravel. When you're riding a Aprilia Tuareg, it just kind of seeks out the off-road stuff, right? I mentioned to you earlier that this was my first real larger trip on the Comfort Low seat, and I was a little skeptical, but I think it did pretty good. It's a little firmer, a little bit harder than the stock seat, but because it doesn't compress over time, it actually performs really well and does a pretty good job of reducing fatigue on longer trips. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe Comfort Seat is the right title for this thing. It has a nicer little suede kind of finish to it, which is cool as well. I'll do a comparison video and show you guys the difference between the stock seat and this Comfort Seat after I've got a little more experience with it. Hopefully that'll help some of you decide if you want to buy the Comfort Low or Comfort High seat as opposed to the standard stock one. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you again to Adam and everybody at Southeast Motorcycles. Those guys are awesome. If you get a chance, I highly recommend you visit them. I hope you'll give us a big thumbs up, share this video, and we will see you in the next one.